And now, please welcome your WBA, WBC, and IBF World Middleweight Champion, Claressa Shields.
Hand, going like which? Look how far back that comes and lands. You need a lot of quickness.
Dakota Ditcheva is officially in danger because the queen of boxing, Claressa Shields, has now joined the PFL, and she just sent a massive bombshell message that has the entire MMA world talking. Shields, the undisputed boxing champion and two-time Olympic gold medalist, has made it clear she's coming for the throne, and Dakota Ditcheva is directly in her crosshairs. This isn't just another call-out. This is a collision between two worlds, two champions, and two completely different fighting styles.
Than she usually does. There was a good... And there was another big right hand, and Salvador's still there.
She had to be way pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
Coming into that first round.
Three-punch combination again. And another left hand. I think that one hurt. And another left hand.
Older, and she's not doing it.
Left hand, and that causes Salvador to cover up.
Shields.
Well, I know Claressa really wanted to get a knockout here, and she's doing everything. Knocked Salvador sideways. And another one. And a good left hand again, and Salvador is still there.
You're gonna have a big headache, guys.
I would think another time.
Let's start with what Claressa Shields actually said, because her words sent shockwaves through the combat sports community. I just really wanted to see what could I do in my career that can make me be more of the greatest of all time. Like, how can you solidify it? And I've done everything in boxing. So for me, I was like, you know what? What about MMA?
I've done everything in boxing. I just really wanted to see what could I do in my career that can make me be more of the GWOAT, more of the greatest of all time. Like, how can you solidify it? And I've done everything in boxing. So for me, I was like, you know what about MMA?
She continued, I came from boxing, and in boxing I've always been pretty good. Fought against Savannah Marshall, beat her. Undisputed. Fought against Marcella Corno, beat her. I've always felt like I was pretty dangerous as a woman, as a fighter. I can walk down the street at nighttime knowing that if somebody's messing with me, I can hold my own.
I came from boxing. And in boxing, I've always been pretty good. Fought against Savannah Marshall, beat her.
And the new undisputed.
Fought against Marcella Cornejo, beat her. I've always felt like I was pretty dangerous as a woman, as a fighter. I can walk down the street at nighttime knowing that if somebody messes with me, I can hold my own.
Now let's be clear about who we're dealing with here. Claressa Shields isn't just some boxer trying MMA for fun. She's arguably the most accomplished female boxer in history, multiple weight world champion, undisputed champion, and a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She's dominated every opponent she's faced in boxing.
Gabriel's to work the body first.
You know, Barry, I talked about star power for these women we're seeing tonight. Costa Rica's never had a male world champion. She's Gabriel.
But here's the thing, she's already conquered boxing. There's nothing left for her to prove in that ring. So now she's looking at MMA, and specifically at Dakota Ditcheva, as the next mountain to climb. This isn't about money or fame. Shields already has that. This is about legacy. This is about proving she's not just the best boxer, but potentially the greatest combat sports athlete of all time. And that ambition makes her incredibly dangerous. So how did Dakota Ditcheva respond to this challenge? With respect, but also with complete confidence. Right. So 212-5ers. I mean, she's doing unbelievable things in boxing. And I would 100% if that comes to me, I would definitely take that. I mean, I'm not sure who they're going to put her with. She's had a little bit of MMA experience before as well. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with that super fight.
125ers. I mean, she's doing unbelievable things in boxing, and I would 100%, if that come to me, I would definitely take that. I mean, I'm not sure who they're going to put her with. She's had a little bit of MMA experience before as well, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with that super fight.
Now what's interesting here is Dakota's tone. She's not dismissive, but she's also not intimidated. She acknowledges Shields' boxing credentials, but she also knows something crucial. This isn't boxing, this is MMA. Dakota is undefeated in the PFL, with a record that speaks for itself. She comes from a Muay Thai background with an 11-1 kickboxing record. She's not just a striker, she's a complete mixed martial artist, with devastating clinch work, brutal knees, sharp elbows, and improving grappling skills.
Plum and a right hand. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand of fist. Another knockout for Dakota.
When Dakota says she'd definitely take that fight, she means it. She's not backing down from anyone, not even a boxing legend. And why should she? Dakota has been dismantling everyone the PFL puts in front of her with highlight reel finishes. But then, things got even more interesting on social media. After these statements went public, Dakota Ditcheva took to Twitter to send her own message, making it clear she's ready for whatever comes next.
Plum and a right hand. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand face. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
While we don't have the exact wording of the tweet, the implication was clear. Dakota is not intimidated. She's not stepping aside. And if Claressa Shields wants to test herself in MMA, Dakota is more than willing to be the measuring stick. This back and forth has created a buzz that the PFL simply cannot ignore. Fans are demanding this fight. Both fighters seem willing, and the styles make it one of the most intriguing matchups in modern combat sports.
Against the fence with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Nava not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing it again. Oh, beautiful knee. Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn under the knee, finds its way to the face of Sumiko Nava. And an elbow from Dakota.
Nava can't take a lot of those knees.
Let's talk about what Claressa Shields brings to the table. Claressa's boxing is world-class. Not good, not great, world-class. Her jab is sharp, her combinations are fast, and her timing is elite. She has the kind of technical striking that can shut down opponents before they even get started. In a pure boxing exchange, Claressa would have the advantage over Dakota. Her punches are cleaner, more accurate, and come with power that's been proven against the best boxers in the world.
All right, listen for the bell. Listen for the bell.
Shields has also had one MMA fight already, winning by dominant decision. She knows what it feels like to be in the cage now. That experience matters. But here's the issue. MMA is not boxing. You can't just rely on your hands. And while Claressa has shown improvement in her wrestling and grappling, she's still a developing MMA fighter. Her takedown defense is decent, but not elite. Her ground game is functional, but not dangerous. And most importantly, she's not used to defending kicks, knees, or clinch attacks.
Good work. Beautiful shot right there. That left hook, if it would have landed a little bit farther down the jaw, would have been a lot more damage. But that right hand landed cleanly. Daniels took that shot well, but she got it on the angle. Notice that Shields caught a little angle, didn't stay squared up.
Against someone with Dakota's full arsenal, those gaps become critical. Now let's talk about Dakota's advantages. Dakota doesn't just punch. She kicks, she throws knees, she uses elbows, and she attacks from angles that Claressa has never had to defend. Dakota's Muay Thai background gives her weapons that Claressa simply isn't accustomed to dealing with. This is where Dakota is absolutely lethal. In the clinch, she uses long knees to the body and sharp elbows to the head. If she can close the distance and get Claressa into the clinch, she can punish her in ways a boxer cannot defend against.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here. For sure. And so Santos is involved. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the bottom again. World championship.
While Dakota isn't primarily a wrestler, she has solid takedown defense and improving grappling skills. If the fight hits the ground, Dakota has the advantage. One takedown could shift the entire momentum of the fight in her favor. Dakota is more fluid in MMA movement. She switches stances, throws kicks from different levels, and moves in ways that make her unpredictable. Claressa, on the other hand, is more linear and boxing-based, which makes her easier to read inside the cage. So who wins this fight? If the fight stays standing in pure boxing range, Claressa Shields has the advantage. Her hands are faster, cleaner, and more technical. But the moment kicks, knees, clinches, or grappling enter the picture, Dakota Ditcheva takes control. In a full MMA fight, Dakota likely wins by late TKO or dominant decision. Why? Because she has more weapons, more experience inside the cage, and more ways to win the fight.
What's your motivation? Honestly, Just keep proving that I'm the best.
In the light flyweight division, introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, coming to you by way of Thai style, Liverpool, Rebecca Caslin.
My name is Becky Caslin, I'm 22, and I fight out of Fort Shooter Muay Thai in Liverpool. I started with that when I was 9, and at a junior level I won pretty much everything. I only ever got beat twice as a junior, so I knew coming on, had I ever turned pro, I knew it was possible. If I kept on training I could be good, so I'm 13-1 now, so I'm not doing too bad. After me weigh-in, I know that everything's done, do you know what I mean? I don't think like, oh, I've done this, I've done that, because I know it's done. I always train hard, so that's the weigh-in and the fight, it's the easy part for me.
This psychopath girl, Becky Caslin, swore she would destroy Dakota Ditcheva. The trash talk was relentless, the threats were real, but what Dakota did to her on fight night was absolutely mind-blowing. Now years later, Becky is calling herself the biggest threat to Dakota's reign, and Dakota just fired back on Twitter with a message that's sending shockwaves through the combat sports world. Let's rewind to 2015, Birmingham, England, the Muay Thai Grand Prix event. Two 17-year-old fighters, both hungry, both talented, but only one would leave with their reputation intact. Dakota Ditcheva stepped into that ring as a rising prospect with serious potential. Becky Caslin came in as the aggressor, the pressure fighter, someone who promised violence and backed it up with non-stop forward movement. From the opening bell, Dakota showed why she was different. While Becky rushed forward with wild hooks and aggressive combinations, Dakota remained calm, calculated, surgical. She used her height advantage perfectly, keeping Becky at range with stiff teeps to the midsection and razor-sharp jabs that stopped every forward rush.
They're both, at such a young age, both 17, I believe. Both listen to their corners like, seasoned professionals. Because here the corners, they're literally like, that back leg push kick's unbelievable.
You've certainly got some venom behind that right hand.
Ditcheva. Oh, that's
jumping knee. That's really hurt Caslin. She backs him onto the ropes, throws the knee in again, and then a third. The referee.
Becky tried to brawl. She threw low kicks, charged with hooks, turned up the pressure, but Dakota's footwork made her miss by inches every single time. Then came the statement shot, a left body kick that echoed through the venue and made Becky wince in pain. Round 1 to Dakota, no question. Round 2 is where Becky tried to change the fight. She came out desperate, trying to drag Dakota into the clinch and turn this into a war. For a moment she succeeded, pressing Dakota against the ropes and attacking the body with knees. But this is where Dakota's fight IQ separated her from the competition. Instead of panicking, she countered with slicing elbows inside the clinch, forcing Becky to respect the close-range exchanges. Then Dakota unleashed the shot that shifted everything, a brutal mid-kick that folded Becky like a lawn chair.
Robotic as such, then no doubt that's going to be a champion. It's so important. Even if you're under pressure, for example, or, just for those final little points, you need them.
Well, Ditcheva's started more aggressively than she did in the first round. Already just pushing Caslin back with front kicks to the body.
And what Caslin's doing is she's scoring well to the body. She's scoring points to the body, even though she's on the back foot. She's defending well and scoring a lot to the body. So, she's excellent, superbly strong and great with her legs.
The arena erupted. Dakota had taken full control, and everyone knew it. The final round began with Becky throwing everything she had left. She was swinging for the fences, hoping for a miracle shot, but Dakota remained ice cold. Perfect timing, clean counters, steady pressure. Then came the finish sequence that people still talk about today. Dakota landed a devastating knee that hurt Becky badly. She backed up onto the ropes, and Dakota followed with a second knee, then a third. The referee stepped in for a standing 8 count.
A huge difference, and it really, I imagine it takes some adapting to.
Yeah, it does. You know, it's literally overnight sometimes with some of these boys and girls coming through. And it's not just physical, it's mental as well.
Right. Well, again, Dakota, the aggressor, but Caslin just scoring shots on the back foot. Short kicks to the thighs, then one to the midsection again, and Ditcheva just reddening, increasing on the ribs.
Well, Caslin's doing it, she's on the back.
Becky absorbed shot after shot but refused to quit. You have to respect her toughness. But toughness wasn't enough that night. When the final bell rang, there was zero doubt. Dakota Ditcheva won clearly, almost certainly unanimously. It wasn't just a win on the scorecards, it was a statement. A 17-year-old girl had just dismantled an aggressive, dangerous opponent with world-class composure and technical precision.
Scoring cleanly to the, you can just see there, making Dakota miss.
That was a solid right cross,
this
though.
This is where Dakota wants you, see, look, this is where she'll go. She's fireworks, I tell you, that was a great knee.
She's looking dominant in the clinch there. Tried to throw, didn't get there, but she's now just doubling up with that left and right cross.
If you move, what I said earlier was, I think a lot of this fight, if it goes into the clinch, you might just see the difference between the two. Because on the outskirts, they're both very, very level. Dakota's that little bit more explosive, but Caslin's a good score.
This fight proved Dakota wasn't just a talented prospect. She was a future star in the making. Now here's where things get interesting. Years have passed since that fight in Birmingham. Dakota Ditcheva has evolved into one of the most feared rising stars in combat sports. She's racking up dominant wins, building a highlight reel that makes opponents think twice, and positioning herself for championship opportunities. But Becky Caslin hasn't forgotten. She's been training, evolving and sharpening her skills, and recently she made a bold declaration that caught everyone's attention. Becky Caslin is now calling herself the biggest threat to Dakota Ditcheva. Not just a threat, the biggest threat. She's claiming that their first fight was just the beginning, that she's a completely different fighter now, and that Dakota knows deep down that a rematch would be dangerous.
We've got some venom behind that right hand. Ditcheva,
oh, that's
jumping knee. That's really hurt Caslin. She backs up onto the ropes, throws the knee in again, and then a third. The referee's having a look. We're going to have a standing 8 count.
The combat sports community exploded with reactions. Some dismissed it as delusional trash talk. Others acknowledged that Becky has improved significantly and could pose real problems in a rematch. But everyone wanted to know one thing. What would Dakota say? Dakota Ditcheva doesn't waste time with lengthy responses. She doesn't need to. Her Twitter message was short, sharp, and absolutely loaded with meaning.
The planet right now. Fantastic strikers, veterans. Future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big trouble.
She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
The message was clear. Dakota remembers exactly what happened in Birmingham. She remembers breaking Becky down round by round. She remembers landing that knee that forced the standing 8 count. And she's letting Becky know and letting the entire world know that if they run it back, the result will be the same, only worse. This isn't just social media drama. This is a real rivalry with real history. Becky isn't some random fighter talking trash for attention. She actually fought Dakota, went the distance, and showed toughness even in defeat. That gives her credibility.
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight.
Oh. Ooh, a big club and a right hand.
Another one. Big one. Dakota Ditcheva right now.
Oh!
The power.
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up.
More body shots. This one These are brutal. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva.
That she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right hand.
In trouble.
And that does it. First round finish.
One of those big improvements was making that move to 125.
Tonight's Prep Point brought to you by Crypto.com, the fastest growing crypto platform in the world. Download now.
Her boxing is outstanding, her timing is excellent, and she's adding submissions to her game now.
Absolutely. She is this very reserved, quiet person outside the octagon, but the moment those octagon door closes, she is an absolute savage. Tremendous striking, much improved jiu-jitsu, and a mentality now.
This UFC champion, Alexa Grasso, is one of the most feared women in combat sports today. The former flyweight champion has built her reputation on precision striking, championship experience, and an unshakable composure that has carried her through wars with the world's best fighters.
Yeah, no, that was Alexa Grasso's.
Oh, hard right hand by Grasso. Escobar backpedaling for the first time. Grasso bunching up some punches. It's all over her left hand. Grasso moving.
But now, Alexa Grasso has sent a massive bombshell message to rising star Dakota Ditcheva, and Dakota has fired back with a response that has the MMA world buzzing. Is a super fight between these two elite strikers on the horizon? Let's break down what was said and what it means for women's MMA. In a recent interview, Alexa Grasso addressed Dakota Ditcheva directly, and her words carried a mix of respect and subtle challenge. Here's exactly what the UFC champion said. Well, I think she has one of the best buddies in MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that, but it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran and I saw her fights. When I didn't fight in a big time, I was like, wow, those girls are amazing. And now to fight, I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure and it's really a blessing for me.
Well, I think she has one of the best bodies in the MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that, but it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran, and I saw her fights, and I was when I didn't fight in a big time, I was like, whoa, those girls are amazing, and now I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure, and it's really a blessing for me.
Now, at first glance, this might seem like pure respect from Grasso, and to some degree it is. But if you read between the lines, there's something else happening here. Grasso is acknowledging Dakota's talent while simultaneously positioning herself as the seasoned veteran, the one with championship experience, the one who has already conquered the biggest stage in MMA. It's a subtle psychological play. Grasso is saying, I respect you, but I've been where you're trying to go, and I know what it takes. That's the mindset of a champion who has fought killers like Valentina Shevchenko, and it's a reminder that Dakota, despite her dominance, hasn't faced that level of competition yet. Dakota Ditcheva didn't back down. In fact, her response showed exactly why she's considered one of the most dangerous rising stars in women's MMA. Here's what she said. People see that when I win this season now. And you know, say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos. As soon as I've beat them, I think what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? And you've got to be like that, you know. And it's about time that I actually believe in what I can do.
When I win this season now, and you know, say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos, as soon as I've beat them, I think what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to be like that, you know. And it's about time that I actually believe in what.
She continued, people say to me, oh, she's not fought this person. She's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights, whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early. So I make it look easy sometimes.
People say to me, you know, oh, she's not fought this person, she's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, you know, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early, so I make it look easy sometimes.
This is confidence at its peak. Dakota isn't just defending her record. She's making a case that her dominance isn't about facing weak competition. It's about her skill level being so far ahead that she makes elite fighters look ordinary. That's a bold claim, but when you look at her finishing rate and the way she's demolished opponents, it's hard to argue. Dakota is essentially saying, I don't just beat these fighters, I finish them in ways others can't. And that's the calling card of a future champion. But Dakota wasn't done. She took to Twitter to send another message, and this one had the MMA community fired up. While the exact tweet wasn't disclosed in detail, the implication was clear. Dakota Ditcheva is ready for anyone, including Alexa Grasso.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
This is the new generation making their presence known. Dakota has the Muay Thai pedigree, the finishing ability, and the hunger of someone who knows they're destined for greatness. She's not waiting for permission to call out champions. She's stating her case and daring the best to step up. And here's the thing, Dakota has earned the right to talk like this. She's undefeated in her professional MMA career. She's finished nearly every opponent she's faced, and she's doing it with a style that's both beautiful and brutal. Her striking is elite. Her clinch work is devastating, and her confidence is sky high.
You know, the damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way traffic.
Oh, nasty knee to the middle from Dakota. And a flurry down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off now.
So what happens if these two actually fight? Let's break down the stylistic matchup. Dakota Ditcheva brings youth, speed, and explosive finishing power. She's long for her division, incredibly rangy, and uses her reach better than almost anyone. Her Muay Thai background makes her deadly in the clinch, and her ability to land elbows, knees, and kicks from unusual angles gives her an unpredictability that's hard to prepare for. Dakota overwhelms opponents with pressure and volume, and she rarely lets fights go the distance. Alexa Grasso, on the other hand, brings championship experience and technical perfection. Her boxing is textbook, her footwork is clean, and she has the kind of composure that only comes from fighting the absolute best in the world. Grasso doesn't rely on power. She breaks opponents down piece by piece with combinations, timing, and smart defense. And as she showed against Valentina Shevchenko, she can adapt mid-fight and find ways to win even when things aren't going her way. The key question is this: can Dakota's speed and aggression overwhelm Alexa before Grasso's experience and composure take over? If this fight happens early in Dakota's UFC career, Alexa might have the edge. But if Dakota gets a few more years of elite-level experience, this becomes a true toss-up.
Have you seen that really pretty girl that fights in the PFL? What's her name? Dakota Ditcheva. She's from England, but she is like, most of her fights win by knockout. She's this Muay Thai specialist, but she's pretty. And
Sounds
she just
awesome.
Fucks these girls up.
That's it.
Fucks these girls up.
Joe Rogan, the legendary UFC commentator and combat sports expert, was left absolutely stunned after watching Dakota Ditcheva's brutal knockouts. We're talking about a fighter with a perfect record who's dismantling opponents left and right, and Rogan couldn't contain his amazement. But here's where it gets really interesting. Rogan emphasized that Ditcheva represents something bigger than just fighting. He said, and I quote, "She's gorgeous. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences."
Against defense with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Naba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn under the knee, finds its way to the face of Sumiko Naiba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Naba can't take a lot of those knees.
Joe Rogan's shocking reaction to Dakota Ditcheva's savage performances inside the cage. This British knockout machine has been putting people to sleep with devastating strikes, and when Rogan saw her work, he was blown away. We're talking about a perfect 15-0 record with 12 brutal knockouts that have the entire MMA world buzzing. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into why Joe Rogan is so hyped about this unstoppable force named Dakota Ditcheva.
We live in a day and age where, women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved that they are equal. People love the women's fights, and they're so tactical and they're so good. It's just, I didn't see it coming. These women are unbelievable. They're very technical and very good.
And from the numbers that the audience responds?
No, the audience doesn't respond. The audience loves it. These women become big stars.
Joe Rogan has seen it all in combat sports. From the rise of Ronda Rousey to the dominance of Amanda Nunes, he's witnessed every era of women's MMA. But his recent comments about Dakota Ditcheva? They hit differently. On his platform, Rogan didn't just praise Ditcheva, he called her terrifying. And coming from someone who's watched thousands of fights, that word carries weight. He specifically highlighted her mindset, calling her a great example of what high-level MMA should look like.
The PFL is going to get people to pay attention. If the UFC went away, the PFL will probably take up the slack. I'm a fan of the best fighters in the world getting together. And whatever we have to do to facilitate that, that's what I want to see happen. There's one who's really interesting. She's terrifying. Her mindset, she's a great example. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences.
That's not just praise. That's Rogan acknowledging that Ditcheva is changing the narrative around women's MMA entirely. She's proving that you can be feminine, beautiful, and one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet.
The planet right now. Fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
So who exactly is this fighter that has Joe Rogan so impressed? Let me break it down for you. Dakota Ditcheva was born on July 25th, 1998, in Sale, Greater Manchester, England. But combat sports isn't just something she chose. It's in her blood. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, is a multiple-time world kickboxing champion. Her father, Ivo Ditchev, is Bulgarian. Dakota grew up literally surrounded by martial arts, training in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from a young age. Before she ever stepped into an MMA cage, Dakota was already a champion. In 2016, at just 17 years old, she won gold at the IFMA World Muay Thai Championships in Sweden. She's a three-time world champion in the junior divisions and was named Daily Mirror and Sport England Pride of Sports Young Sportsperson of the Year.